Thanks everyone for joining this session. And this topic is very close to my heart. That's why I picked up Break Your Inner Barriers. So before I start the session, I just wanted to know what you guys understand from inner barriers.
Inner barriers, that's what I feel is the barriers created by ourselves. That's not created by in anybody. What we say to ourselves, like we have a internal chat always within. So what we say to ourselves, mm, and when these talks are not positive, and it's create a barrier. So maybe this is the inner barrier.
Okay. What about you, Nitya?
Yeah. So, to add on to that, I think sometimes we are not even aware of our inner barriers. And maybe they're just silent walls where that don't let us move ahead.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, as of not that much.
So yeah, these are the they're the stories which keeps us small. That's the inner barriers. So they could come in form of different ways. For example, fear of failure or imposter syndrome or perfectionism. So there are different kinds or limiting beliefs. So we'll get into it more. So I will for today's journey, what we'll look at is identifying and releasing the inner barriers and gaining confidence to embrace that change, and also looking at newer perspectives so that our fears and doubts don't dictate our stories, and we'll know that whether we can rewrite our story or are we willing to rewrite our stories or not. So what, yes, as both of you said, inner barriers are the invisible walls basically that we construct in our minds, like stories which keeps us small, or they come from beliefs which we have grown up with and what we've seen around us, like it could quietly sabotage our own progress as well. So probably in my journey as well, I have lived through these inner barriers and transformed. But yes, it all comes from your past experiences, societal conditioning, and as I mentioned, it could be procrastination, or it could be fear of failure, imposter syndrome, or it could also be the stories like I can't do it, I'm not enough. So all of these are the stories which we keep feeding to us, and we have examples of confirmation biases, things happening to us, which also confirm it, and we just go by it that it's not possible for us. Somebody else can do it better, but it's not for me. So what happens in those cases? So what does this basically, there are four inner barriers which we commonly seen. So I had all of them, and it took me time to get through it. And I believe that if you understand the barriers, it would be very easy to navigate through it and make them our friends as well. One is the fear of failure. What does it do to us? So it always keeps us in our comfort zone. So we always take calculated risk, and we don't do something new because it will always safeguard us. So that's why it holds us back. There's something called imposter syndrome. What does it does do is that it will you will always not show your gifts. You downplay your gifts. So you always have a self doubt, something going in your mind which will not help you look at your gifts as valuable, and you always want to shrink it out, or you will play it small. And there is something called perfectionism also. So we tell ourselves that yeah, when the perfect time comes, we'll do it. Not today, tomorrow we'll do it. Or maybe once the winter is over, we'll start going to the gym. So once summer starts, we'll go start going to the swimming. So all of those things are stories which tell us, and which stops us from something, which keeps us stuck. And there are limiting beliefs also which are deeper, I mean, rooted into our childhood, because we are always believing us telling ourselves and believing in those stories which we tell us, which our past setbacks or the traumas which we've gone through. Maybe it's bullying in school, it's some relative which we have who has told us something, or something like money beliefs, or things like that that hold us back. So what do these barriers do? They create a potentially an artificial ceiling for us to move into our future potentials, and we don't see them because these are all happening in our background and our subconscious mind. And even whether we are a coach, whether we are at a CEO, at whatever levels we are, these are the scripts which are running at the back unless and until we see at it. So what does it do to us? So it keeps us stuck. So probably I would ask both of you to look at in your life where which areas do you feel stuck. Take a minute and see which is the area where you feel stuck. I don't want you to share it, but just be aware of the fact that what is which area where you're getting stuck, so that you know that this is the area which you need to look at and ask those questions. And probably what happens in that, if you're stuck somewhere, there's a cost of being stuck there. What is it? That your dreams are not getting fulfilled, your opportunities pass by, your careers have a setback, and also you're in a trap. Basically, you're looking at other people moving ahead in their dreams and plans and doing different things, but you feel stuck somewhere, and you keep telling the stories, repeating those stories in your head, that yeah, I don't have my limited what opportunities are not helping me move out. We give excuses, we procrastinate, we tell stories about others to ourselves, that they are capable, I am not capable. Let them, they're better than me, they're better home environment, they have better opportunities coming their way, they have good support system. So these are the excuses we give. But do we have the power to change this narrative? Of course we have. Because if we don't, then who else will do it for us? And and that is the empowering truth, that we are the ones who have created these walls for us, nobody else. And once we remove this ceiling in our life, we could go ahead in life and fulfill whatever we have desired for. And how do you break free from this basically this inner barriers? There are few steps which you can do. Probably is like being aware of what is this belief, what is this fear. The way I asked you, that are you stuck in somewhere, so you can ask, what is this belief, and is it a fact? That by challenging it, that whether it's a fact or is it a fear which you have. If it's a fact, then you have to look for evidences, or if it is a fear, then what can you do to overcome it? So these are all inherited narratives which you've told us. So when we challenge it, we can actually reframe it. So for example, I make mistakes, so when you reframe it like I'm learning and I'm improving. So once you start reframing those beliefs you have or the fears you have, automatically your mind shifts to possibilities. And nothing can be done without action. The fourth one is, once you start taking actions, you start believing in yourself, the confidence builds in. So these are the four steps which we can follow to break free from any barriers which we have placed in our life.
Smita,
And
are you sharing your screen? Sorry
yeah, I'm
to
sharing the screen.
interrupt.
You're able to
I
share this.
can't, I can't see. Nitya, are you?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, then let me check it my end.
So yeah, Poonam, I was sharing the screen from beginning itself, so I thought you guys were all able to see it.
Are you on the phone, Poonam?
Oh, no, I am taking this from laptop system. Let me change the view. Maybe probably I will able to see then.
Yeah, you let me know once you are
Sorry
able to
for
see.
breaking the rhythm.
No worries, no worries. So before we get into the how we can build an unshakable confidence, what I would want to share is a story. So like there's a story which I've heard earlier also, and recently also when I was trying to prepare this slides, I saw that story again. It's about a born as a lion and living like a house cat. So I've heard this story for girls at least, but I think it's for everybody, that when as kids we are told to be obedient, we want to be in the good, so obedient person, and also to be raised as quiet good person, so that we do not break rules. And also it what happens in those scenarios is that we shrink our voices. We avoid conflicts because we want to look at that image we create for ourselves, the good image, the nice person, nice guy, nice girl, who's obedient, who will get things done for others, who becomes people pleaser, who keeps their wants and needs at the backseat. They don't prioritize themselves because they want to look at that. But we are born with the potential of a lion. So probably it's high time that we start looking at that potential and start roaring. So Poonam, are you able to see the screen now?
Uh, Not yet, but I will figure it out. But I can understand what you are saying, and I'm just correlating it with my facts, my beliefs. So I am just into the journey of listening and going into the inner chatting of what you are saying, like imbibing it.
Okay. So, so how is this confidence cultivated? So, its confidence is cultivated through like a lot of inner work and a lot of self compassion. So what happens is that once we start doing that action, so when we are, that four steps is very important. When we start taking action, and in those actions we sometimes succeed and we achieve also, and we also sometimes have setbacks. So when we celebrate that achievements and also acknowledge the setbacks without any judgment, and also important thing is to surround ourselves with people who are supportive to us, then we automatically starts believing in our own potential as well. So what we all need to do when we are looking at inner barriers is spending time with our own self. So we do a lot of courses, do a lot of meeting other people, and looking at their journey, comparing, and we want to be like someone else. But do we know deep down that what do we want in our lives? So do we uh, need to follow a new path or want to follow someone else's path? So what if we understand ourselves, like we enjoy our own company and we have become our own best friends, and then what happens is we start enjoying the solitude in our company, but also we start understanding what our values are and what our beliefs are and what is the strengths which we carry and the unique gifts which we only have, nobody else has it. So once we understand that, what happens is that then failure isn't a reflection of something you failed at. It's something, it's a feedback for your own growth. So when you embrace change from that groundness, that is when you become unstoppable. But so we all think that when we see people are very confident and moving ahead in life, they don't have fear. But confidence is not absence of fear. It's like taking an action despite having that fear. So each step you take, each action you take, it brings more confidence in you and it makes you believe in yourself. And this is how you bring that confidence back into your life. If we are covered, if we are already told stories about fear and doubt, which has we've been hearing since childhood from other people, and also we've told our own self these stories. But to remove that veil from our life, it's important to move ahead, take that small step in spite of the fear which is stopping us. And so now, embracing change, which is the next topic which I wanted to cover here. So how do you embrace change? So we all think that change is constant. We all know that, but how do you look at it? Because it's an opportunity. Change is always an opportunity, but it comes with a lot of surprises. And the way you need to look at a change is like it's moving away from your comfort zone to discomfort zone. So what happens is there is a lot of uncertainty and there will be a lot of resistance because your body, your mind, your emotions will take time to get accustomed to the new uncertainty. So with that resistance, when you move ahead and start exploring and being curious, which is very important in every aspect of life. Being a coach also, we are always curious to know about the other coaches and clients, but also in life when we become curious, lot of doors open to us. So like a child has the ability to be very curious, same childlike curiosity should always be there till we are alive. So it helps you to look at more perspective and possibilities, and then when you explore those possibilities, you start learning new things, new valuable lessons, and these learnings helps us become more resilient. So once we become more resilient, what is left is there's a lot of shift which happens, new shifts, new insights, and once you start connecting the dot, which is integrating everything what you have learned, it helps in transformation. Transformation here, what I mean is that you become more clear, more you will have more courage and you'll be more supported. And I'll explain transformation detail in a few minutes. But transformation means that you become much more wiser. It's not that what has happened in the past is not yours. It is all yours. Whatever you've gone through, you're learning from it. You're not taking it as a like a something which cannot be changed. You think you're looking at it from an evolvement purpose, that you're evolving with all the new experiences. The old experience is getting replaced, rewritten basically. And this is how you embrace change and look at it as an opportunity for your own growth. And when you look at change, the main important thing is to find what is your purpose in life, the passion and purpose. And purpose and passion does not mean that you need to find a very concrete purpose or anything. Whatever is true to your authenticity is important for you. So whatever, there are four powerful questions which you can ask. That is, I mean, you may share it, or you want to keep it to yourself, it's also fine. But these four questions, when you ask yourselves, you get a lot of clarity. When you know your values, when you know your beliefs, when you know your strengths, and then your unique gifts, and then you ask these questions to yourself. What activities make you lose track of time? What problems do you feel compelled to solve? And what you do if you know you couldn't fail, and what impact do you want to be remembered for? So when you answer these four questions, probably you may have these answers now, or you may need time to think about it. But whenever you are on self doubt, you are able and working on the purpose, and or in your career path or in your life, just if you're able to answer this question for yourself, you'll get a lot of clarity, and the big picture comes into your mind, because then you're trying to connect the dots, that what is your larger purpose, and the small setbacks will have no place when we look at the bigger picture. So can I move to the next one, or do you want to take a screenshot of those questions?
I would like to take the screenshot of these questions.
Yeah. So let me know, Poonam, once you're done. So far, are you with me, or is there anything which you want to add from your end?
I'm with you, Smita.
Yeah, same here, very much with you. And a lot of points are resonating.
So Poonam, have you taken the
Yes,
screen?
yes, yes. I have taken screenshot.
So now, once you realize what inner barriers are, and when you've questioned all those inner barriers and taken those necessary steps, what happens next is that they no longer dictate your journey. So the moment you realize that the only limits that exist are the ones we have placed in ourselves in our journey, then the game changes. So the choice before everyone is very, very clear, that should we allow our life to be controlled by fear and doubt, to write our own story, or they have the courage to get into the driver's seat and create our own life, and not wait for something to happen to us in the future, rather than create it. So it's like one brave decision or one brave step you take, the one at a time. So probably it helps you to move towards your authentic self. So probably once you conquer these inner barriers and understand, it's a journey. So the more you look at your inner barriers not as some as an enemy, but as friends, or some things which are telling you a story, which you need to take care of. Once you understand that and acknowledge that, and understand how you can dismantle it, probably you can move ahead in life. So when you don't have blockers in your life, you can see the entire road, the way the picture is being shown, that you can see the entire view very clearly. And the way the transformation I was talking about is the three steps here, that the future of transformation. With for by what I mean is having clarity, like knowing yourself, knowing your strengths, values, direction, so that all aligns with your authenticity, and the courage to take the next step. So the action is where everything is defined. So if you're able to take that one step at a time, probably you can move ahead in life, and there can be meaningful transformation. And for both thing to happen, not clarity, courage, for both to happen, you need to have that support. And support is like having surrounding yourself with right people. So people who are SMEs or subject matter experts in their own area, who can help you give you guidance wherever is needed, a mentor, or someone who can tell you where you're going wrong. So that's one kind of a support. Another support is when you're trying to do something of your own. There you should have people who are not discouraging you. You should be surrounded by people who will encourage you to take that step, even though there is a lot of uncertainty in the path, the future is not known. In spite of the unknown and uncertainty, if there are people who are standing by you, that's the support you need. So have these three things clear with you, then it's just a matter of time that you go through that transformation in your life. And we're coming to the end of the session, and it talks about that inner barriers are not the permanent walls, they are very temporary obstacles which come in our way. And we are able to, if we are able to dismantle those barriers with a lot of awareness, clarity, courage, and also get a support for it, then there is something beyond fear which you can discover, and that is more authentic to yourself, and it will be a more fulfilling version of yourself. So, and the question here is not whether you're ready for it. It's like you have to create it, so you have to be willing for it. If you're willing to go ahead and create a life so that you can have meaningful relationship, dreams which are fulfilled, and opportunities which knock you at the door, so probably that's the future for you. So if you're ready for that, take care of the inner barriers and see how you can dismantle it. And it is all up to you how you want to deal with it, because what is the decision is about your taking the next step, the action. So once you understand, ask the relevant questions, sit with the questions like what is the belief, what, challenge it out and take the necessary action, probably you will be able to move ahead without those obstacles in life. And this is the presentation I had for this thing. And are there any questions for this presentation?
Not right now, because I am still figuring out the two questions like which you asked me to think around. I'm thinking, and the solution that you provided. Now I'm just correlating. First, I will have an inner check, my solution. And if I have any question, we'll come back to you, Smitha.
Okay. So I have lived through this inner barrier. So earlier I thought I just had one, that is limiting beliefs, but there was everything was there. So probably once I saw each one of those barriers and was able to dismantle it and see that it's just a belief. And if I dismantle it and go ahead, then again I was facing another one. So like that, one at a time, you dismantle each of it. What you see for yourself after the end of those dismantling is a beautiful journey. I mean, you will look, there are possibilities. You look at doors opening for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because not in the inner journey context, but in the other context as well. I have observed that we cannot do all the things even after identifying. We have to pick one, work on this, and then move ahead. Because in the past, I have experienced if we pick up many things at the same time, then all get very messy. So you rightly mentioned that we have to identify, work on one at a time, and then move on another. But
And
our conscious efforts are very important. That's we understand this, that this is the barrier. We need to work on this, and only we are the person who can help ourselves.
And also, Pune, what I would say here is that judgment. There are three kinds of judgment which are very important: judging yourself, judging others, and judging the circumstances. So this is what stops us, and that gives fuel to the barriers as well. If once we stop judging ourselves and stop judging the circumstances and others, the barriers don't get any fuel to move. So then we can come closer to the authentic self. So the judgment is something we need to give away and be compassionate to ourselves. Self compassion is very, very important, and the inner work.
How to be less judgmental to situations, like this is the problem part. Judgmental, generally we say we should not be judgmental to others. Fine, it's okay, it's their journey, what they are doing is their prerogatives. What we need to do, we cannot be judgmental towards them. Of course, sometimes that I am not looking good, maybe this can be done better, we are judging ourselves in inside us. So this can be the thing. But what about the situation means, because of the situation, you mean that because of the situation I have done this? Is it the judgmental of the situation, do you mean?
So judging the circumstances means that you're no longer blaming the situation. What you're asking is the situation has happened. So what,
Okay.
it's not it's not happening to you. It's happening for you. The moment you shift the victim mindset, like it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. You move forward. that there's something good in it what is happening, so that you the next the whatever setback is there, you learn from it and move ahead. So the way you look at your circumstances completely changes. So there's a program called Positive Intelligence. So we had done with Sirzad Zamani, and so in that we had learnt about this, specifically about judge. So the moment that judge keeps coming into our head, we start judging ourselves.
Yes.
Am I doing it correctly or not? Or if somebody else is correct, saying it correctly or not? Or the circumstances. Once you start to conquer this judge in yourself, of looking at all the three perspectives, then your life becomes very easy. It's not easy. It's my saying it is very easy, but actually doing it is not that easy.
Easy. Right. We have to be very attentive towards our thoughts, that in every situation, are I'm judging, or do I need to put a full stop on this? We have to be tender, attentive towards it. Right, Smita. Very beautiful session. That led me to think of about my barriers, though I have, but I never give a thought that I need to think around it like this. So it's a beautiful session. Thank you, Smita.
Thank you, Poonam, for attending the session, and thanks, Nitya, for being there. So you have anything to share, Nitya?
Yes, I really like the session. Is my video hung? I can see everything frozen, so I don't know.
No, we can see you now. So in between it was frozen. Now we can see you. Yeah.
Okay, your video still hung for me. Okay. I really like the session, and in fact, the 1 year of coaching, okay, has the 100 hours we do with our peers. I use that completely to, let's say, come out of the shell. Okay.
Mm.
But your initial slide, which I took a screenshot about common inner barriers, and it got me thinking, because there's something that I have been wanting to do. Let's say it's been years now, and I was trying to figure out: is it perfectionism? Is it fear? Is it judgment? What is it? So it's thank you to you. It's led me to think, to analyze, why have I not taken that step? Also, the step that I wanted to take, the why kept shifting. And was I trying to push away my block by saying, oh, now my why is changing. Now I don't want to do this now. I want to do this because I want to do this. So, yeah, I think it'll be interesting to go down and see what stopped me. Yeah. Even if I don't take that step, but at least if I can
Poonam, you can see me, or I'm stuck for you also. Got
Yes, you are
disconnected.
in. Yes, yes.
So I heard you. The last bit I heard you that the whys kept shifting. So I've also, because I think I also had a lot of inner barriers. I think probably everybody has it. It's just we don't know it.
Yes, indeed.
So yeah, so I'm also looking from a perspective of going from a very comfort zone to an uncomfortable zone right now. Looking at a life which is a digital nomad life. So I don't know what's going to come that way, and it's a new for me. But unless until I conquer my inner barriers, it's difficult to go. So,
Yeah. And in the starting, you spoke of something which really resonated about, you taking certain steps, but so calculated that you don't take the risk at all. That kind of blocks some kind of freeness, let's say.
mm,
Yeah. I know as coaches, we work a lot around belief systems and values of the client. But I had a thought. So, does working on this completely eradicate a negative belief system, or it reduces? Because I think it will have different degrees in different situations. What do you think?
Yeah, it will reduce, it will not go away because we are meant to protect ourselves. So automatically we sense danger as human beings. We sense dangers. We try to protect ourselves so that the negativity, the degree will go down. It will not be zero at all.
Mm.
So, I mean, there are times when I was, because I believe in limiting, I mean, shifting from limiting beliefs to a more concrete kind of a belief system where it's possible. You see more possibilities for yourself. So I've seen it in a lot of places where I've gone, given my interviews as well, and places where I've met a lot of people who are very experienced. They still have it. So it's not they're not achieving or something. They still have something, some belief system which is running the script, and they are not aware of it. Suddenly something comes up, then so oh, because of that. So some people have fear of height as well. It's because they've fallen in the when they were child. So because of that fall, they still have that belief that they will fall, even if it's in the water. For example, you want to go do a parasailing, falling, coming in the water, you're not going to hit the ground, but still they have so much of fear of that height of falling, they'll never do that activity. And probably coaching has also helped me come out of my limiting beliefs as well when I was at crossroads. So that's what I also, as a change catalyst coach, I also want to do this thing only, help people shift from that limiting beliefs to more enabling ones. So it's been
No,
my personal journey, and probably that's what I want to give it back to society as well, to other people as well. That if they can see that they are the ones who are coming on their way, probably it's easy for them to take that one step.
yes, and wish you all the best for that, Smita.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Nitya and Poonam, for being there on the session. It meant,
Thanks, Smita, for wonderful session.
yeah. Okay, then have a nice weekend and see you for the next session whenever it happens, probably next month. Okay, then.
Okay,
Yes.
Smita.
Have a
Take
great
care.
time.
Thank you again. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye bye.